Hey everybody and welcome back to the Tea with Mona Me. Today is part 2 of our rating episode with Megan Autry, so we're just going to dive right back into it. I hope you guys enjoy.
Okay, so for number 4, I have the first dance, which I just love because, the couple get to really show their personality. You pick a song that means something to you, and it's kind of your time to, you have this kind of intimate moment between the two of you, but then also it's not intimate because everybody's watching. I think that there's something really, really cool about that. But the history of it is back in the day of Kings and Queens, the first dance was used to open a ball or a special event. So basically it's kind of telling everybody, all right, now we're dancing. Now everyone else needs to come and join us. And I've been to weddings where the first dance happens and then everyone goes to the dance floor and nobody leaves the entire time. And it's awesome. It really is. It's opening up the dance floor so that, everyone's like, all right, well, now it's our turn. Now it's time to join.
Yeah. And I actually have that one again. So here we go. Can you imagine if our last 5 are all the same ones? That's going to be iconic. Okay. So yeah, what I want to add about that too is the first dance is meant to show harmony between the two people because of the way that you have to kind of like your steps and your movements have to align to create fluidity within the dance. So that's, the symbolic reason behind it is that to show that to people. And I think that that's very spot on too, because, you don't want to have a first dance where you guys are completely off. That would be, we just got married. We just got married and we can't even align our steps for the first dance. So,
yeah.
But I love too how this has evolved as well into some other things. So you're also adding on the entrance. So usually you'll have the entrance that has become a way bigger thing than it had been, back in older times of brides and their.
It's like a newer tradition.
Yeah. Wedding party and the couple making their entrance in, and it's usually to some kind of song and everybody does their dance and it breaks off into the bride's and the groom's first dance. So, it really it's become a lot. And then you see all these cool routines where people are like dancing to all these crazy songs together and they have like this full like hip hop routine. There's so much to it. So the first dance is a really cool tradition that we have carried on to this day.
Love it.
So what's the next?
Was that what you had number 4 also?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. I think our number 3s are going to be different. So for number 3, I have the proposal, which I love a good proposal story. I mean, I'll sometimes sit at home and just watch proposal videos on my phone and cry, but we won't have to talk about that. But I love a good proposal story. And so kind of like giving the bride away, the proposal has that same kind of a history dating back to, women being thought of as property, and this was a transfer of property. So he would ask, the father for her hand, and then, I would ask her to marry him. But now it's this beautiful way that's so unique to each individual couple, to ask somebody to spend the rest of their life with you. And I love every story is so unique. Every story is so different. And it's so meaningful because it's such a special moment. And I talk to all my brides about it, and, they're all unique in their own way, but it's always the same response. Like, I have no idea what I said. I blacked out for a second because it's such a happy moment, and it's usually unexpected. And, there are so many different ways that you can do it. You can be at home and it's, just something very intimate between the two of you, or, it can be something, that includes more people. I've heard like the flash mobs and things like that, or, friends jumping out of bushes and there's a big celebration afterwards. It's endless what you can do with a proposal, and it's a day that you remember forever. It's up there with the wedding day. It's so special, and it kind of kicks off the wedding planning and your engagement. And, the engagement process is something that you want to enjoy. you're not going to be somebody's fiance. You're going to be somebody's wife eventually. Enjoy that time where you get to be someone's fiance. And this starts that whole process. And, I just love it.
Yes. It's such an essential part of getting married now, so it is super cute. We all have those days, Megan. Don't worry. We all watch.
The crying watching proposal videos.
Yes, we all watch them. It's so beautiful, but also so sad at the same time.
I just love love. What can I say?
I love love too. This is a great industry to be in if you love love.
Yes.
So my next one is actually Bachelor and Bachelorette parties. So,
oh, yes.
Yeah. So Bachelor and Bachelorette parties actually, of course, keep in mind these traditions are like these kinds of traditions that I'm going to talk about from like the ancient Roman, Greek, all that kind of times. Obviously, they're going to start with men because it's like, why would a woman need a bachelorette party? So a bachelor party was originally held back in the days of Spartan soldiers, and they were called stag parties. And so at these stag parties, the whole concept was the same as it is today. It was for these ancient Spartan soldiers to kiss their bachelor's day, to kiss their bachelor days goodbye with like a crazy, wild, raging party. So how it has evolved now is women now do the bachelorette parties as well. But also, I've seen it become a lot of different things now. It's become where the bride and the groom will celebrate together and they'll just take all their friends and we'll go celebrate, our last hurrah. It's become, like instead of having these crazy wild parties, we just go to, Palm Springs for the weekend or something like that. But it also can be these crazy wild parties. It's become a lot of different things, but either way, I think that it's to a lot of people, it's something that they do before their wedding now.
Yeah.
It's fun. Like, why not?
Yeah. And I like it too, because once again, it's something that you make unique to you and your group. If you want to do it individually, where the bachelor, you do a bachelor and a bachelorette party, or if you want to do it, together all as one big group. There are so many different ways to do it. So many different places to go. Have you thought about where you would want to go for your bachelorette party?
I always said Vegas because I just love Vegas so much. But as I grow older and I understand why it might not be a good idea to go to Vegas on your bachelor or bachelorette party, I have now decided that when the time comes, I will probably want to go to Mexico and like really just get like a beautiful villa in Mexico and just like have all my girlfriends there. We could just boat. We could be on the yachts, just boat for the day, and it'd be more celebratory. I feel like sometimes, and I'm not knocking Vegas because hello, love Vegas, but I feel like sometimes it might be a little hard to do Vegas because I've seen so many bachelorette and bachelor parties in Vegas and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know, But yeah, what about you? Where would you go? You're like Vegas.
So I'm thinking Vegas. I don't know where I'd want to go, honestly. I like the idea of going somewhere tropical, like going to Mexico, and just relaxing, like, hiring a chef to come in, cook, just chill, go to a couple dinners.
Cool.
But who knows? There's so many different options.
So many different options. And I think would you do it with your fiance or would you want your own?
I'd want my own.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'd want my own. I mean, can I do both? Are both an option?
I know, that would be fun, right? It's like, can I have two?
Can we do one group one and then I'll do my own, but you won't do your own.
We'll do it together and that will be yours. And then mine.
And that will be yours.
You won't be able to be there, unfortunately. So sorry. Welcome to me.
That's just going to be me. I would definitely want us each to have our own individual ones. Yeah.
Yeah. I think either way is a good way. Again, it's whatever works for you, but I think I do have to agree with that. I think, you do your thing. I do my thing. We just both agree not to go to Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
No one's going to Vegas.
So, okay. We're getting up there now. What's your next one?
For my number 2, I have the first look, which is a brand new tradition, and it kind of goes with the tradition of not seeing each other before the wedding. Mm-hmm. Which up until very recently, I was very against the first look. I liked the opposite tradition of not seeing each other before the ceremony. Uh-huh. And the not seeing each other before the wedding, that dates back to also the time of arranged marriages. So they would keep the bride and groom separated, so that, if they saw each other, didn't like what they saw, either one of them wouldn't want to back out. So that's kind of where that whole thing came from. And then it's grown into being bad luck. And, there's a special moment when you're walking down the aisle and you see each other for the first time, and it's very emotional. But what I love about the first look is that it gives the couple, because you're so nervous on your wedding day, mm-hmm. and the only person that you want to see to calm those nerves is the other person. And as beautiful as it can be seeing that person for the first time as you're walking down the aisle to marry them, it's seeing them before really does calm your nerves. Mm-hmm. And it makes for some really beautiful photos. You have this intimate time together where you're seeing each other for the first time. You're all dressed up. You're ready to go. And you see the person that you just want to see. And then you're able to enjoy it when you're walking down the aisle and you see them. And it's still a magical moment, right? You're still walking down the aisle to be with this person. But now you're doing it in front of all these people where you got to have that intimate moment before just the two of you. And, I've seen people like say a prayer together or do something, spend a couple moments together. And then, usually that's too when you get your pictures done. So then after the wedding, you can go off and you can enjoy the reception. You don't have to worry about pictures or anything else. So I do like it for that sense, because I know myself, and thinking about walking down the aisle, I would be an emotional disaster. Like just sobs, uncontrollable.
Yes.
Happy tears, I hope. But it does. Yeah. You'll still have that very special moment. But before you just get something a little extra.
Yeah. I like the first look. I think, like me personally, I am so about drama. I'm just like, I think that for me, I would probably just walk down the aisle and that would be my first look, just because I really would want to just be dramatic,
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I love
100%.
a first look for the reasons that you said, because I think a first look is more convenient, because again, I'm not saying that I would be able to do that and not cry. I'm crying the whole way down the aisle. See you later. Just tears. Like, especially if I saw my fiance crying, it would be over. It would be a wrap. If I saw like my parents crying, if I saw anybody cry, it would be a wrap. An absolute wrap. But I think you did make a good point about the first look, because you get the pictures, you get the moment. I love like when they like the groom's turned around and the bride like walks up and taps on his shoulder. I'm like, yeah, that's so cute. What a cute video to have. Like, what a cute moment. So I think both are really great ways, but the first look could be very iconic. Could be great footage. Yeah. Could be really great things. You get them either way, but yeah.
Yeah.
So my next one is another more cultural tradition, and this one is a Celtic tradition. So we know it as tying hands, but it's really called a hand fasting ceremony. So what a hand fasting ceremony is tying hands. Have you ever seen this at a wedding, Megan?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay. So a hand fasting ceremony is basically the bride and the groom will cross hands and they'll have something tied around their hands. But how the actual hand fasting ceremony is supposed to go is you put your hands, there's a certain way you have to cross your hands, number one. So how you cross your hands is,
I wish you weren't on Zoom so we could do this right now.
I know, it's really like, it's one of those, like, you can see me talking with my hands because I feel like it's something you have to see, but you put your hand, like, I believe the groom's hand is on top. Okay. So each one takes their right hand, and you put your right hand, and then your left hand. So you're crossing like an X.
Like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like stacked. And then you're supposed to tie it with a braided cord almost.
Oh, wait, I have seen this. Okay. I've seen it.
Yeah. So this is the Celtic way to do it. But it has kind of evolved into something else. It's really called tying the knot. There you go. Tying the knot. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
That is actually a hand fasting ceremony is where we get tying the knot. That's what we're doing. So it's meant to symbolize, binding you guys together for life, right? It's an actual physical representation. It's a Celtic tradition. It comes from old Celtic days. And where a hand fasting ceremony differs from what we know as tying the knot or tying our hands is in those times you would do a hand fasting ceremony after you got engaged. And it was its own thing. Now we do it, especially here in the States, we do it more so as like a part of the ceremony, like where some might do breaking the glass or others might do jumping the broom. Others might do the tying the knot or tying hands. So I really like this tradition. I like the symbolism behind it. I like that it literally is tying the knot, which is what we call getting married. And you read your vows as your hands are tied, which I think is even like a cuter part of it too. So you have like your hands joined, your hands are tied, and you're reading your vows. I'm just like, what a nice emotional moment.
Yeah, I like that too. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's a hand fasting ceremony. And it actually says it started in 7000 BC in ancient Ireland. So, it's pretty old.
You don't say.
Yeah, real old. So that's my number 2.
Awesome. Well, we've already talked. Are we ready for number 1?
We're ready for number 1, girlfriend.
All right. Well, we've already talked about my number 1. That was the something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, and a sixpence in your shoe. Yeah. I mean, I think we pretty much covered it. I love it. I love, how creative you can get with it. All the different items and, little good luck charms. And if anyone has any questions about ideas on what they should do, come find us.
There you go. Yeah. So my number 1 is vows. Love vows, number 1. And I love what they have become. So basically vows started, and there's a lot of names in here that I don't feel confident pronouncing. So we're going to simplify it and say that the original vows came from the first Book of Common Prayer, which was published in 1549. So vows are, also pretty old traditions. And it was just something that you would kind of read. And that's where you get all of the promises, we've all heard them. We all know them. So then as the years went on, it kind of became your own interpretation if you chose to have that. And that's where you get people tailoring their vows to their own unique story with their partner. And I love that part of a ceremony. That's my favorite part of a ceremony because I feel like you get to know the couple. If you don't know the couple super well, you get to know the couple and like why they chose each other and why they're standing there today. And I mean, it's always a tearjerker. Always a tearjerker. So that's vows. Love them.
I love that. And I can't believe I didn't have this on my list because I'm right there with you. I think the vows are so beautiful, especially when they're unique to the couple. When you sit down and write your vows, the idea of writing vows honestly terrifies me though, because it's like, how do you get them to be so beautiful? I love that people are opting to do their own vows. However, I will say I do like the original vows. I think they're very beautiful.
The original they're great too.
Yeah, if you want something more traditional. But a lot of people are opting to go more unique and to write their own vows and do something that's so meaningful to them. And I just gotta support it.
Yeah. Yeah. Vows are great. Either way you want to go with it. I think, and even in the original vows, they've kind of altered them a little bit dependent on, how your ceremony is set up, so that some of like the older parts that aren't, because there was in the old book, in the original book from 1543, I mean, there was a lot. There was a lot in there that is not relevant today at all. And not even just like the stuff like, that we talked about earlier about keeping the house clean and stuff like that. Not even that kind of stuff, but there's like random stuff in there, like, talking about like, I think it's like talking about like farming and like agriculture and stuff like that. Like just wild things that we wouldn't need today, like, so they've really they've tailored them into things that work as basic promises. Cause there is basic promises. There is, till death do us part is a valid thing. So either way you want to do it. I love the part of weddings where they say vows. So that's why it's my number one.
Well, we did it again. We did our rating.
We did it again. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. It's always fun rating things with Megan. Thank you for coming on, Megan, and
having me again. And I look forward to rating our next thing.
Rating the next things. Of course, if you guys have any requests for us to rate, anything you're interested in, please let us know. You can get in touch with us a couple different ways. But first, of course, if you love this podcast and you want to listen to more episodes, please like and subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, and rate us, please, if you love us extra. Also, you can find us at Mona Me Bridal Salon on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, Snapchat, LinkedIn, TikTok.
all the things.
Yes. Yelp. Wedding Wire, The Knot. You guys know how it goes. At Mona Me Bridal Salon, if I forgot anything. Today, I really don't think I did. Did I say?
No, I think you named every form of social media that exists.
Wow. If I did, you guys know where to find us. At Mona Me Bridal Salon and everything. Until next week, we will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.